everybody, Agashi here. So today I'm going to be doing the ending review of Goodbye My Princess. It has finally come to an end with 52 episodes, and yes, as a lot of us have seen, the ending was not as satisfying as we thought it would be, but thankfully they gave us 4 bonus episodes afterwards to, kind of make us happy for it. And it was a surprise for those, but I'll jump into it as well. But for this review, I'm going to be reviewing the episode 25 all the way to 52, the ending. What is the other half of the drama? As you guys know, in my first review, I already reviewed the beginning all the way to 24. I binge watched all of those in like 2 days and nights or something like that, and like I got soaked into it, hooked and everything, and so I actually let it sit, and then when it hit episode 50, that it was sucked to 50, I watched all of it, and then I watched the last 2 episodes, so I watched all of it, and I gotta say, I actually really like it. I mean, I understand a lot of people was not happy with the ending, but I honestly myself, I thought it was good. I actually really liked it. At first without subtitle, I was like, what the hell? But no, after I got subtitle, I understood why, and it was really good to me, and I actually really like it. But I'll go ahead and start with episode 25 reviewing then, and then we'll make our way through. So watch this review for the ending review of Goodbye My Princess. So, from episode 25, starting there, Xiaofeng, she discovered the truth that her kingdom was eliminated, her parents pretty much died and everything like that, but she doesn't know who's actually behind it, and Cheng Yin becomes the crown prince, and she has to marry him. So she endures it and forces herself to marry him and to complete her duty and stand as tall as she's the only one left of her kingdom to complete that duty to bring peace to her kingdom. She marries Chen Yin that day. I always get his name wrong. I'm so used to just calling him Gu Xiaowu, but she marries Cheng Yi that day, and at the same time, you guys know Cheng Yi is in love with Sisse or Sisse, whatever her name is, Sisse, and he wanted to marry her, but he didn't marry her, and the Empress pushed him to marry Xiaofeng because he's a crown prince now, and marry Xiaofeng. Xiaofeng is like a princess of her own kingdom, so they pretty much gain everything. Therefore, Sisse that day, the same day that he gets married, she also gets married, and she gets thrown into her own little palace, which is kind of like away and everything like that, and she becomes the concubine of the crown prince, Mrs. Cheng Ying. And but what is it? The title was only given to Xiaofeng. She wanted the title of the crown princess, but it was given to Xiaofeng. So on the night of their wedding night, Xiaofeng doesn't want to be with Cheng Yin, and she just kind of drives him away, and he goes and stay with Sisse, and then she thinks that oh, he loves me, look, it's his wedding night and he's gonna come and enjoy with me, it's our wedding night, but we all know she's stupid. But yeah, time passes on, and it's a lot of conflict between the crown princess Xiaofeng and Sisse and Cheng Yin. They're little love story and stuff like that, and Xiaofeng pretty much, she just takes the title as the crown princess, but she doesn't want anything to do with him, so he goes towards Sisse a lot. This gets Sisse to think that he only loves her, and how he promised her that even though she doesn't get to be the crown princess to him, the first one or whatever, he loves her regardless. With Sisse being stupid and constantly always doing that, and it upsets the Empress, so she punishes Sisse and pretty much strip her of her powers and everything like that, make her a commoner. She has no servant and stuff like that, and to me, in my opinion, she deserves it. She's stupid. She's so annoying to me, so she deserves it. And then more bickering between Xiaofeng and Cheng Yi, in the 30 episodes around there, 31 to 34 and stuff like that. They bicker a lot, and that's when their love actually starts to develop for one another. And he starts to give Sisse gift, but the gifts he gives to Xiaofeng is more meaningful, Sisse, he just buys her whatever, but Xiaofeng, he actually took her to go tailor an outfit. When he lied to her, it's not for her. When the truth is, it's actually for her. So like he started doing more things like that for Xiaofeng, and like he doesn't seem to care about Sisa as much. And in this process of time, the Empress has been doing her own little things behind the scene, and Cheng Yin actually knows that the Empress is up to something. Therefore, he just kind of plays along to see what she's actually doing. As you guys remember, him or Xiaofeng has not recalled their memories of each other whatsoever. But he has already met Master Chai, who has told him about the Gu family, which he's actually from. So he knows already those stuff. But the thing is, he doesn't recall anything. So he's just, now the Crown Prince, he has more power in the palace, and he's doing a lot more. But it's just to satisfy the Empress. But he's slowly doing his own thing to get revenge on his real family, the Gu family. So like by the time we hit like the episode 35 to 40 right there, we already got past the point of there's a maid who got pregnant, and the Empress lied that it was Cheng Yin who got her pregnant because there was one night he was really drunk and she went to sleep with him, which she didn't. He woke up and they didn't do anything. He's just like, don't tell anybody about this, but she becomes pregnant. Xiaofeng accepts that, and like Sisa cannot accept it, and she's like upset. And this is where she really shows it to Cheng Yi that like she only wants him to herself, and he's not allowed to love any other woman. And he's kind of like starting to see who she is, which we already know he doesn't care about her already, but he's already starting to see her true color and what she's like. When he turns to Xiaofeng about it, Xiaofeng's like, I understand you in this world, these dynasties, you have a lot of wives, I'm not saying it's a problem, because my dad had a lot of wives too, my dad's, my brothers and stuff like that. That's why I have a lot of other siblings from other mothers, So I have no problem with it. And like, I have agreed that like when this maid lady, she gives birth, she's now one of Cheng Yi's concubine, she gives birth, I will take in her child and raise it as mine. And this upset Cheng Yi because that's exactly what the Empress did, and the Empress is doing that to Xiaofeng too, and he knows about it and he doesn't really like it. But eventually the baby gets poisoned, the maid, and her baby is not born yet. They poison her and her food, so it induces the baby to be born early, which the baby is not ready to be born, so the baby dies, the mom is okay. And the Empress put the blame on it was Xiaofeng. And like we get to see Cheng Yi, he doesn't defend her at all, he doesn't do anything. But when the Empress are like, it was all a lie, we saw it, it was Sisa who did all this, who has been poisoning it because she hates the maid, and she hates the fact that the maid has your child when she wants to bear your own child only. And we get to see Sisa, he immediately like, not Sisa, Cheng Yi, he immediately defends Sisa, and the Empress are like, oh, so you go and defend someone like that, but you don't go and defend the Crown Princess who is your, wife and stuff like that, all things like that. And so this is the scene we get to see Cheng Yi slap Xiaofeng, and like he calls her a fox for being sly and blaming thing on Sisa, and she doesn't hold back, and she slaps him back, and she's all like, like what the hell, like all this shit like that. But it's all a play because he knows that his mom, like the Empress, is having someone follow him to report stuff back, and honestly he wants to protect Xiaofeng only. Therefore he's doing all these things, and he has to hide of what he's actually doing is seeking revenge for his Gu family. Now within like the episodes of the 40s right there, that's when we get a little bit enlightenment of their love. Cheng Yi gets actually sick, and Xiaofeng ends up taking care of him because Sisa is forbidden to see him now. This is when she's stripped to a commoner and everything like that, and she's forbidden to see him. And Xiaofeng ends up being with him, and she takes care of him. And eventually partial of his memory starts to flash back, and like he wouldn't let her go and all these things like that, and he teases her and forcing her to kiss him so that she can leave or whatsoever, and that brings memories back to him. And so he kind of like is confused about it. He doesn't understand why he gets these memories flash back to him. And then the grandma actually ends up like trying to put them together by giving them kind of like drug medication, so they sleep together, but they endure it and everything like that. But you know, we get a little bit of their love and then their stuff together, but eventually, you know, it disappears immediately, and like they go back into, you know, more trouble, and they try to kill Xiaofeng, which Cheng Yi protects her, and this gets him to be in a coma, and he wakes up with, like, you know, he's like asleep and he's having all these things, and she's like all these memories of him, and then she's like crying and begging for him to, you know, wake up and stuff like that. And then, you know, he wakes up, and like they, you know, they kind of have like their little love things with each other, like kind of confused and all this stuff like that. Like it's kind of like it felt like they were once in love before, but they don't recall any of it. So with that short love of them, it kind of like, okay, we get that, and then it moves on. Cheng Yi actually ends up revealing the truth and finding out the truth and everything of what the Empress is behind and all this stuff like that. He reveals it to the Emperor, and she does get like locked up, her and her maid. They've been doing bad things, and Cheng Yin is pretty much like telling the Emperor that the Empress has been using Cheng Yi as a pawn for the Emperor to keep loving her. You know, she's not his real child and all this stuff like that. And so the Empress does get locked up, and she can never step foot out of her palace again, and no one can ever serve her. She's locked until she dies, basically. She's done a lot of bad things, so, you know, it's been revealed by Cheng Yi, and then she gets locked up, and he, you know, he goes and apologizes to her for one last time, but like, you know, with not having anything left, the Empress, she hangs herself and she dies. So throughout this time, Cheng Yin, his love has grown a lot for Xiaofeng, and like, but like all this time, she keeps seeing him more in love with like Sisi, like he cares about her. But the truth is, it's just a front put up, and she would tell him to go because, you know, he doesn't love her. But like he's like, she's like, she's the crown princess, his official wife to the world, but in his eyes, she's not the one he loved. And so like in the future, he's going to have a lot of concubines, and she means nothing to him, and she understands that, and she accepts that, and she's not going to fight for him, which upsets him because he hopes that she does. But she kind of like, you know, I mean, you don't love me anyways, because that's why you put it in the beginning, that you didn't love me, you know. So it's just a title I have to keep up with. So with all that, we get, you know, all their love and everything kind of for each other. They bicker and all this stuff like that. But like, you know, Cheng Yin, he's kind of like, you know, hiding his love for Xiaofeng and not in front of everybody, so nobody can attack her. So that's like his love for her. But we finally get Gu Jin back into the scene, and he is trying to kill the Emperor. But in the process of doing so, you know, he gets interrupted, and Cheng Yin and Xiaofeng is there, and he takes Xiaofeng away as hostage, and it's because she doesn't recall her memory much about him, and like she knows him, she's seen him, you know, and stuff like that. And then he takes her away, and like this drives like Cheng Yi upset about it, because, you know, he's so in love with Xiaofeng, and with she being taken away by Gu Jin, he brings like an army to find her. And like Gu Jin tries to get Xiaofeng to remember him, so that like she can remember who Cheng Yin is and all these things that he's done, but she doesn't recall any of these memories. But eventually one night, when she gets captured by Gu Jin, she's like taken with him, she dreams of seeing Gu Xiangwu, and mistakenly taken as it was Gu Qin when she woke up, and he lied to her that it was him too. So, and that he once loved her, but like, you know, she got taken away back in her, you know, back when they were living in her old state, her old palace and everything. She got taken away, her grandfather died, and all these stuff like that. And so she remembered it wrong, that, you know, she was in love with Gu Xiangwu, which was supposed to be Cheng Yin, but she remembered that it was Gu Jin. And like she started to see it that Cheng Yin was bad, you know, they did things to her people, and she wanted to stay with Gu Xiaowu, which is Gu Jin. And so she agrees to run away with him, and they are gonna have to find a way to cross borders to get back home. But it's hard for her to go because she had already developed her feelings for Chen Yin already, and she doesn't want to go, but like she's like contemplating and all these things like that. And then when we hit like episode 46 to 49 there, it is the Lantern Festival, Spring Festival, whatever like that, and the gates are being opened. Therefore, it gives Xiaofeng, Gu Jin, and Adu a chance to leave. She's kind of contemplating on whether she wants to go or not, and during this time, like Chen Yin has been like fighting to find Xiaofeng, and like he can't find her, and he doesn't want to be with Sasa too, and he's just like going crazy trying to find Xiaofeng because he's in love with her and he can't have her gone. And so with the gates open, he actually saw her try to leave. He caused a fire, getting the gate too close. Therefore, he's gonna go get Xiaofeng, and in the process of doing so, he's gonna go kill Gu Jin and get Xiaofeng back. But Master Chai ends up saving Gu Jin, take Gu Jin away, and Xiaofeng gets a hit in the head trying to save a child in the fire. And Chen Yin ends up saving her, bring her back to the palace. That's when all her memories comes rushing back to her, and everything is correct for her. She remembers that Chen Yin is Gu Xiaowu. He's the one who killed her grandfather, and he's the one who did everything, and everything just comes back to her, and she is miserable for remembering everything. She hates him, she's crying and all these stuff like that, and like Chen Yin has no idea why she's crying, why she's upset, and she's like telling him that the one she loves is Gu Xiaowu, and it upsets Chen Yin because he's all like, oh, because he thinks Gu Xiaowu is Gu Jin. So he's like, oh, you love him so much? Well, let me try to kill him for you so that you would stop loving him. And so he does kills Gu Jin, and it upsets Xiaofeng a lot, you know. He baits them and kills Gu Jin, and he like, you know, he's like, why don't you love me, you know, I love you more, you're my wife, like what is wrong with you, what is so good about him that you love? And it hurts Xiaofeng so much because the one she loves is no one else but Chen Yin. Chen Yin is Gu Xiaowu, and she hates the fact that she remembers him, and the person she wants love is the person right there who has done her wrong all these time. So by the last couple episodes, 50 to 52 there, Chen Yin, he finally finishes off the revenge for the Gu family, and like he returns happily to Xiaofeng, but you know, all she ever wants to do is kill him so that she can forget Gu Xiaowu, and he accepts it, you know, he's all like, go ahead, you know, Gu Xiaowu is dead, so it's because of me, so go ahead and kill me. But like she can't, because you know, like I said, her Gu Xiaowu is one person and it's him, and he has no idea of it. So during these last couple episodes, like Xiaofeng just constantly tries to find her way to escape so she can go home. Sisa ends up helping her, but like, you know, Chen Yin's bodyguard, which is Pei Zhao, actually ends up bringing Xiaofeng back and all this stuff like that. And like she, you know, she doesn't know what to do. She needs to leave because there's going to be a war going on. And so she actually put sedative on her lip, and she kissed Chen Yin and tells her that like she hates it, that she loves him. And so he gets happy about it, but you know, he faints, he falls asleep. This gives her enough time to leave, to cross the borders. So she's actually able to leave the first border and go, but she gets stopped at the second one when Pei Zhao is actually over there, because when she passes the first border, Chen Yin wakes up and sees that she's gone, and her Adu is gone, and he sends an army to all of the borders, all the gates, to make sure she cannot escape. she almost makes it and like pays out, stops her, but she's like, do you want me to be miserable? Weren't you the one that you don't like it to see me homesick and miserable? He lets her go, but Chunyin arrives at the same time, and she climbs up to the top of the tower, and she's like, you know, if I can't escape, I'm just gonna kill myself. And like she jumps, and like he tries to stop her, and that's when he sees her falling off the building, and his memory flashes back to him, and he gets it now. It flashes everything that he is Gu Xiaowu. She doesn't die immediately. Then Adu ends up saving her and gets her home. So with Xiaofeng getting home, she realizes that her father wanted to start war with them regardless in the beginning, so her brother was actually going to go forth with the war. And she finds out that Gao Xin, this guy who was a part of the Ling Palace, actually came to her side of the state, the country, and like create this. He's a betrayal. He just wants both countries to fight, and he's been doing this throughout the whole drama. Like, I just didn't care to explain it, but he's been doing it throughout the whole drama. And so it brings Chunyin and her brother to battle. And before they battle, before all that, Adu actually ends up killing Gu Xin, and she actually dies too. So Adu dies, killing the betrayal, and Xiaofeng goes and stops the war between them. And Xiaofeng's like, you know, the betrayal has died already, you know, call all this off. Does her brother want the world to end, them to end up like what happened to her grandfather, you know, people to die when, you know, they shouldn't be like that. Her duty of this marriage alliance was to create peace and happiness to both palace, and she doesn't want to disappoint anyone. There's a reason why she went forth and did it, but now if it's all corrupted, it's kind of like pointless. And you know, she's just, the two of them fighting would just bring tears and blood to both countries and isn't going to do any good. So she stops them. And when she stops them, she actually holds her knife to her neck, and she looks at Chunyin and calls him Gu Xiaowu. And she goes, do you remember everything? He goes, yes, I remember everything. And she goes, do you remember making me promising me that you'll do 3 things for me? He goes, yes. And then she's like, you already completed the first one, which is catching 100 fireflies for me. Now I have come to the last 2, and I want you to do it. The first one is never to bring any of his people to step in her state anymore and create any more war and fight and stuff like that. He's like, okay, I'll do it. And she goes, the second one, live well. Meaning, she dies, he does not die. He cannot die. He has to complete those last 2. Then he agrees to it. Then she kills herself. And like he runs up to her and he's like crying. He's like begging her, don't die, and all this stuff like that. It's such a sad scene. And like when you first watch it without the subtitle, you're kind of just like, what the hell? He died, she died, you know? But when you actually watch it with subtitle and understand all stuff like that, and the guy playing Gu Xiaowu, like he actually really cried for the scene. I watched behind the scene, he actually really cried, and it was just so much more meaningful of him pouring his heart out, like, don't die on me, you know, like, I remember everything, I'm so sorry for everything I've done, you know, and it's just so heartbreaking. Her brother ends up pushing him and taking her away, and like, you know, he doesn't get to see her, he doesn't get to bury her and stuff like that, and he does live on, and he becomes old and everything, and believes that she is still out there, and the throne is passed down onto someone else, and he goes seeking for her. And that's when it ends for us. And you're kind of just like, oh my god, like, you know, he believes that she's still out there. According to the book, they're actually supposed to meet 3 lives. So like the first life is when, you know, they meet and he's Gu Xiaowu. The second one is when they don't remember their memories. And the third one is when they relive like a whole new life and everything like that, where they don't remember everything. And that's where we get the bonus scenes of the 4 episodes. And it is, they do get each other in the modern time. They are married. They are happy together, living together. And they are living similar to their past. He is still like a tea farm, like how he said when he was Gu Shaowu, and she is his wife. And you know, we get to see Pei Zhao, he's a guard gate, and we get to see Adu, she's a college student, and all stuff like that. And they live a really difficult, like, you know, not rich life, kind of country life, but they are happy and they love one another and all this stuff like that. So it is really nice to see that little thing, that little couple short clips of them being together. And it does conclude that, you know, even though she and him don't get each other, he completes his promise for her and they do get each other. So it was actually really, really good, and I was really, really happy about it. I actually really, really like it. Even if they didn't do the bonus scene, I am still happy and satisfied with the ending, because, you know, it's the tragic love story that they have. You know, they went through all these things together, and yes, they don't get each other, but you know, I mean, their love continues on, and he loves her, and he's going to continue to, you know, live on for her like how he promised her. So that was an extremely long review about it. Yes, it is the last like not couple, but like a whole half of the drama. So, you know, I didn't give you guys everything, just gifs of it and stuff like that, because, you know, if you guys have not seen it, do go watch it. There's a lot going on in the drama, and it is, to me, I actually really like it. I actually really enjoyed it. When it first came out, well, before it came out, and you know how you see all the teaser, the trailer, pictures and everything, I was really, really excited to see it. And when it actually came out, I actually did not watch it because I have tons of drama to watch during that time too. So I let it sit and actually watched it, and I ended up loving it, and so I actually really, really like it. It was, nowadays I'm having like how a lot of fans are having this syndrome of them, because they're, if you know, just when they are together in their scenes, it is so cute of them together, and like he plays so well, and himself playing the character and giving off this emotion, he did it so well that it's like, it's so heartbreaking in some scene, and it some scene makes you just like, oh my god, like so loving and romance and all this stuff like that. And so I actually really like it, and it is a really good story. It's just you know, and a lot of things happen, but yeah, like 52 episodes, so if you're willing to binge watch and watch 52 episodes, you know, go ahead and watch it. I do recommend this if you guys have not seen it. But yeah, watch that and then go watch the bonus scenes, and you'll understand why and all these stuff like that, how it happens and all those things. But yeah, that is it for this review for Goodbye My Princess, the ending of it. And I will see you guys in the next, like, another next Chinese drama review. I mean, I don't know what else is coming. I am waiting for some dramas by Tunlin, but you know, don't seem like they're gonna be coming out anytime this year. I don't have any Chinese dramas to watch like that is ancient time like this. But if you guys do have any recommendation of certain dramas you guys are watching, or you guys want to have not watched it and want to see me watch it and review it, do let me know in the comments below, and I will check it out. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of done with some drama, so I don't have much to watch. So, you know, more than welcome to recommend them for me, and I'll go check them out, and I'll watch them and review them and let you guys know what my thoughts are. But until next time, I will see you guys.